what you said about Republicans having horrible black conservative mascots hit because like Candace Owens is like
Mascots.
yeah, like because like I and just to be perfectly transparent, I don't have like hatred towards Candace Owens. Like I don't hate her,
Sure.
right? But I said a couple of things about Candace Owens, right? And I got a lot of pushback on TikTok. You know, people was calling, and I was saying Candace. I said Candace would have been better off if she married a black man, and here's why. Right?
Okay. Okay.
I said it. You can't be talking about people like this, but you lay with who you lay with. Fair or not fair,
Mm.
it's not going to come across well. Like she talks, like you said before, a lot of the black conservatives, they'll talk about black people, but they won't talk to black people. And to Candace's credit, she did that revolt thing, and I think that took balls, where she was up there with like Ti and
Yeah, she did well with that. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like I said, that took a lot of guts because you're going into like an away game, like this is not kind of your audience, but she talks a lot about black people, and a lot of black people dismiss Candace Owens, right? And you don't help yourself, from my perspective, when you talk and what some people will say very derogatory about black people. Then you marry this white guy, and like you surround yourself around white people. It doesn't come across well, whether it's fair or not. It's like I don't think Malcolm X would have been received well by the community, if he was walking around with a white woman on his arm, right? And
Yeah.
when you look into a lot of the black conservatives, a lot of the black conservatives have non-black partners. And once again, I believe people should be able to be with whoever they want to be with. But if we're talking about politics, like to say these things don't matter is a lie.
Yeah. I'm glad that you brought up Malcolm X because I was going to bring him up in relation to this. But before I do that, I think it's a little deeper than that. I think that they could probably get away with having white spouses because there's a lot of prominent black Democrats who have white spouses. Kamala Harris is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference, though, is that people like Candace Owens and others, they don't really speak to it. They'll, like I said before, they'll talk about black people, but they won't speak to black people. And on top of that, most of their platform and messaging about the black community is denigrating. It relies on a lot of untrue stereotypes, negative stereotypes. It relies on half truths. I mean, both parties tell half truths. If you put those truths together, now you got the
Yeah.
truth. But there's the half that the conservatives will talk about, and they'll only talk about how horrible the black community is, how horrible black culture is. I mean, you can't make those criticisms, but only in front of a white audience. I mean, even the whole Blexit thing, yeah, I called it Wexit because it was mostly white people that showed up to it. And I have no problem with people talking about these issues with white people because, I mean, if we're going to move forward, they got to be involved in the process.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to Malcolm criticized the black community all the time. He criticized stuff about the culture. He said, y'all are spending your money with these white businesses. Y'all need to be doing this within our own communities. He had some very stern rebukes. He said, if you still vote for Democrats and Republicans, you are a traitor to your race.
Mm-hmm.
So he was very harsh. But the difference is that all the black people that he spoke with knew that he loved his community.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that his rebukes came from a place of love because he was speaking to them. He was trying to call on them to do better. He spent most of his time trying to make that happen. You don't see that with a lot of these black conservative influencers. They don't do what Malcolm did. They're not involved in the community like that. I mean, I think if Candace were more present on stuff like Revolt and black media, then that message might come better. And if she told more of the truth,
Mm-hmm.
I think that message would come better, even if she has a white spouse. But the thing is, that's not what their objective is. Their objective is to put on a show and to basically convince white conservatives that they can't reach black voters, or if they can't reach them, it's not because of anything that Republicans are doing. It's because black people are brainwashed or what have you. So I think that that's really playing into a lot of it.